All right, so, I want to just, I'm not going to get too much into this on the adrenochrome thing, but one thing that kind of sparked something in me, just because I went back and watched my video, but you notice how, you get a high, supposedly from this adrenochrome and stuff like that, and I spoke about the urine therapy and whatnot. Do you notice how we actually get a high without even having to consume it? We could consume it basically energetically, and this is how people do it, basically energetically. But this is actually a clear way to actually see how this shit is, because see, I remember as a fighter, any fighter can attest to this, bro. When you're fighting somebody, you could be fucking dead tired, bro. Like, I'm talking about beat to the fucking ground where you feel like you're about to give up, but you just gotta hit in. You know what I'm saying? You cut the person and you see that you hurt them. You don't notice how you get this adrenaline rush afterwards and you just go in for the kill? You know what I'm saying? Like you're not necessarily consuming drugs, but just the fact that you see the blood, it's kind of like people say, oh, he's smelling blood and he's going in for the kill. You know what I'm saying? There's another way to look at it. You get what I'm saying? Because there's different ways, we have different energetic bodies, man, and different things are eating. You get what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I'm actually paying very close attention to, is how to feed each individual body. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it comes down to being in the best interest. See, this is the thing. The unfavorable way to do things would be to do things to basically drain or harm anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because actually, if you're very empowered, you'll know that you need nothing outside of you to really, really charge up, empower yourself. You could use things outside of you to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? But in turn, you can actually empower people outside of you as well. It's kind of like a fucking battery, bro. You notice how you have a car, right? And you have the alternator. You're kind of like an alternator for everybody else. They don't necessarily have to drain you, because you could keep charging your own battery. It's like if a car is dead on the road, I can give a charge to another car that is dead because they left their lights on, for example, and I can charge that car because my alternator will recharge my battery. You get what I'm saying? So we all have to know and be in touch with our own alternator. You get what I'm saying? Instead, people who are weak-minded and people who are thinking that, you know what I mean, everything is outside of them, they'll try to drain and use energy outside of themselves, which there is different techniques and methods to this, but at the end of the day, know that you have everything you need. You know what I'm saying? Again, if there's a car dead on the road, I can charge that car with jumper cables, where I'm basically going to charge that car up. The car will turn on and he'll be on his happy, merry way. And I'm not drained because my battery is recharged by my own alternator in my Jeep. You get what I'm saying? So when we charge other people, we're not draining ourselves, as long as there's, first of all, there's a reciprocity that happens. You know what I'm saying? If you're interacting with other people on a ego level, let's say, like on a physical level, but if it's on a spiritual level, you have to know that you have an alternator. You get what I'm saying? And my battery's gonna die, so I'm gonna get to the point of this video real quickly. Supplements, okay? I don't care if you want to look at herbal supplements. The word supplement is supplementing for the natural, okay? So you definitely got to keep that into mind, all right? And the fact that, see, this is the thing. A lot of people have that mentality where seeing is believing, where at the end of the day, it's really believing is seen. And the fact that you can't see your own organs or your own interior mechanism, you have faith in somebody else telling you what it is, when in actuality it's because you can't see it. But the moment you practice as much as possible looking within you, you'll start to know that believing is actually seen. But you got to have faith in yourself and in what you're actually doing. Whatever magic and ritual you're actually trying to perform, where you're going within yourself to actually witness this as an observer. You know what I'm saying? Here's another thing that I actually wanted to know as the perfect connection in nature. When I mentioned in my previous video how, the leaves in nature compost the soil underneath. If you notice these leaves in the springtime and in the summertime, they're actually on the trees. They get all the vibration, the info, and the nutrients from the sun. But then when fall and winter come, they fall to the soil, actually to get composted and give nutrients to that lower part of that tree. You know what I'm saying? To give it to the roots. This is exactly how it should be working for us. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we gain, we let it go and we gain something else from it. We gain nutrients from it. You get what I'm saying? It's not about holding on to what we think we know out here, because you really don't know shit. It's about really letting it go, and you're going to get the nutrients that you get from what you have actually learned out here, knowing that this out here is actually a projection what's going on within. So that's why everything is actually spiritual, because what you see out here is really not outside of you. It's really within you. You just have to know how to process whatever you're looking at out here as within you and empower yourself to perceive it a certain way, which is why whatever you see the government lying to you and all that, you're going to change your perception as to how you see it, because you know that that's within you. You get what I'm saying? And if enough people do this and you actually, this is about spreading the right information, spreading that generational wealth down to your family, especially. This is where you're going to actually empower yourself more. You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about the government is doing this and they're lying. It's a victim mentality. It's not really doing anything because, yeah, the government's lying to us, but now what? You know what I'm saying? Where are we going from here? You know what I'm saying? What's the solution? The solution is doing the work and actually changing our perception, not to fight with them, because there's no need to go to a physical war with anybody. It's about changing your perception and knowing that how you're seeing things is exactly how it's going on within you. You change that victim mentality and empower yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically in all kinds of ways. You know that this is all hardwired together. This is how you actually make steps and big leaps forward. So that's all I got to say, because my battery's going to die. So we'll talk soon.